DNR, natural resources. It's the Chesapeake Bay Critical Area Act that they enact an ordinance to make sure that everybody complies with Chesapeake Bay Act. And it's pretty much administrative procedures. We just accept what was written, from Maryland state law to incorporate it into our code. As it becomes part of our code, that means that it complies with everything else within our code and procedures for the Board of Zoning Appeals and Planning Commission and so on. They have 2 copies here, draft copies, if anybody would like to look at it. And here's, like stated earlier, here's the copy of the map. The map really didn't change that much. There are some areas that came out of the critical area, but you can tell by the drawing on the map of what those are.
Would you like to elaborate which areas did come out, or you don't?
They're very small areas. Some are down. It's hard to see on this map.
I know it is.
And some areas are up by 413, where 413 comes into town. A little bit there, and another area prior to coming into town, over by.
You can see it back there. For those of you that are sitting back there, you can also see it back there too. Better.
Much better.
Okay.
So the red line's the old line, the green line's the new line.
And really, the majority of the changes are in the ordinance because they went from a older version into a more goal-centric type of Chesapeake Bay to make sure the performance measures are met in the ordinance.
Thank you. All
Yes,
right. At this time, the floor is open for anyone that would like to speak. If you'd like to speak, would you please come up front because we are live and state your name and address and. Don't all jump up at once.
I'll just ask the question first
You get-
that everybody asks me.
Well, you could state your name and.
Bill Chairs, 1127 West Main Street, Crisfield. First question everybody asks me, does the city have any authority to provide any, variances or that type of relief from the distances that are involved, for instance, or the restrictions, the height restrictions?
Did you want to answer that, Peter?
Yes, anything that's written in the ordinance, a variance can be requested, but you have to go through the legal process through the Board of Zoning Appeals. It depends on a case-by-case basis, depending on what you want a variance for. And depending on the depth and breadth of it, we might be able to give a variance here at the city, or some of those have to go in front of the Critical Area Commission. Those are the ones that are responsible for the overall Chesapeake Bay Act, to ensure that, all the development or anything that wants to be varied is in line with the state.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next. Any other questions? Proposed?
I guess I just have a general question.
Can you come up
Without,
here, Mr. Heehan,
Oh,
can
yeah.
you come up here and state your name and address, please? So we'll all know who you are.
Look at the camera, I want to smile now.
Yes.
I'm Terry Payan, I live at 5095 Old Alder Road, Crisfield, Maryland. My question is, with the new boundary lines and some of these designations that I don't know what the abbreviations stand for, are we gaining or losing distance with the new designation of the critical area?
We're losing some of the critical area. I mean, where some of the areas are coming out of the critical area. So if you look at this map, this red line is the current, the green line is the proposed. So if you see this area, we're gaining, all this is coming out of the critical area here. And then there was some more up here that are coming out of the critical area. So there's very little changes in the map per se. The real changes are in the ordinance and how they review properties to make it goal-oriented, centric to what the overall state is trying to achieve.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And there is a copy of the ordinance. Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah, it's those two right there.
Anyone else? We want to give everyone a chance to speak. Is that another copy? Here's another copy, I think. Did you all want to, you can see his.
Yeah, we'll share one.
Look, I'm scared to move because I'm scared, I fell yesterday, so I'm scared to move out of this chair. Andrew, did you want to add anything? Please.
The planning commission met in December and in January, so it went through that process. The reason why the old is just getting repealed in full, it's just cleaner. Instead of going line by line and having it be tons of pages, just completely gut the old, put a new in. The map does have to be replaced as well. Even if the city said, we're gonna vote against this, we think it's not in the city's interest, the natural resources article has a clause that says if this municipality, if the government's regulations are less stringent than the state's, and the state's controls anyway. So even if the city didn't enact this to no action whatsoever, then Peter would still, when you came in to make an application, have to send it to critical area, and critical area would apply the state regulations. So, yeah, as we sort of started this, the whole hearing, this is mandate from the state, this is just basically taking the state code, putting it into the city code, and cleaning up the map. So, that's where it stands.
Thank you, because I did have a note that this regulation is a requirement of the state. Whether we want to do it or not, we're required by the state to do so.
And most of these regulations, we haven't had a ton of development, but what has came in that falls within the critical area, when it gets sent to the critical area commission to look at, they're applying the state regulations, which have been in effect for sometimes years. So this is really just a bring to date for the city's code, but the state regulations have been controlling since they've been enacted. That's about it.
Thank you. Peter, did you want to add anything else? Or does anyone have any questions? Any questions or concerns? What have you? I know you're just coming in, Mr. Swift, and we're halfway through, we're actually through, but did you have any questions or concerns, or? We're live. We are live. If you got anything to ask to say, you're gonna have to stand up here and tell the whole world who you are.
Do what?
I'm just teasing.
Okay.
I'm just saying we are live.
Okay, oh,
I'm just
sorry.
saying if you have any questions or concerns, you
All
can
right.
come up. Do you have any questions or concerns?
Thank you.
Anyone else, any questions or concerns? Speak now, forever hold your peace, because this meeting will be closed soon. Huh?
See if they want to say.
Okay, yeah, I am. No other questions or concerns, we'll ask for any comments from the council. We'll start with, the mayor, can you hear? Or you want to wait, let me call the rest of the council, I don't know if she can hear me or not. Councilman Langford, I see your face.
Yeah, I don't have any comments or issues.
Okay. Councilman Banks? Can you hear us? Hope you're feeling better. Is he, I see,
Yeah, he's on.
I think I see him. Councilman Banks? We'll come back. Councilman Goldsboro?
No.
Anything that you- Councilman Patel?
Just a request from Peter or Andrew, if you can explain in a map where it's not color coded, like what part that is like exempt from all these codes of critical area and all that.
So the white is the municipal boundary, so anything in the white area, I mean, I don't know what people are seeing on the screen. Are they seeing the map on the screen?
They can see it, yeah.
Okay, if your property is within the white, but not colored, then you're not impacted by the critical area regulations. If you are outside of the white, so you're not within the municipal bounds of the city, then you're regulated by Somerset's critical area ordinance. So that doesn't mean that this doesn't, I mean, this may not apply to you, but some other regulation may apply to you. And then the green is the LDA and the, or excuse me, the RCA, and the yellow is the LDA.
Can you
The
explain
limited
what
development
LDA means for
area.
those people that don't?
So like the limited development area, you have certain like regulations on how you can develop those parcels. And then the yellow border is the proposed wetland. So the maps up here, so some of this falls within wetlands, some of it has a couple of layers, like you're down by Summers Cove, you've got a yellow line, you've got red, you've got green. So you just have to sort of, like any map, look in the corner, see how this pertains to you, and then what you're able to do is how that's gonna regulate. So it's sort of hard to provide like that's a general overview, property specific, come to City Hall, you can meet with Peter, he can tell you exactly what those limitations are after the ordinance and the map are passed, assuming that they're passed. So, but this will go into effect pretty quickly. But again, it's not like, oh, I can't develop my property even if this fails, and you came in a month ago before this was even second reader, the same regulations would still control because you'd still have to go through the process. So this isn't the city government taking away your rights and your development rights. This is the state saying, our assessment of this area and the best practice going forward are these regulations. They're already either in the Maryland regulations or in state law in the natural resources article. So this really has probably helped a few people. If you look at the red line, there's some people who that's the old line, up farther along the highway, yeah, those people are now out of it. So they have more rights than they did before, and closer to the marina where you can see the old red line, the current line, some of those properties are still just partially touched. So if you're on the border and you're not really sure, we have a higher digital quality map, and you'll be able to know exactly what parts of your property are impacted. So I think that's about it. If there's any other comments, we can, about 12 minutes left. You can leave it open generally.
Just for orientation, because I'm having a hard time myself, could you point out like where McCready Hospital is located on this
All the
map?
way out here. Think about it right. So, over, this is Somerset Ave. So this is where the Food Lion is over here. The condos are down here. The marina's over here. And
so this is the red
hospital's
area
out
here
here.
is the hospital?
Yes.
No, to the other side of the water. Or no, that's right there. That is a hospital. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So again, some of this may be, you might say, well, why is that hard line right there, right by the hospital? The hospital's in the city, the adjacent property next to it probably is impacted, but it's impacted under the county's ordinance, not the city's. So this is, if you're outside the white line, this map does not apply to you, but your property is still likely regulated in some way, shape, or form. If you're on the water. All right. Mayor, any additional comments or questions?
No, thank you. And I apologize, I was coming from Annapolis, but, I did hear the comments that were made, and I thought that they were definitely, right on target in terms of what is the true impact of this to Crisfield. And I think Peter helped us a little bit, not major impacts in terms of the land loss, but critical area still remains for us an issue. We understand the need for critical areas, but we also understand that we want to try and move our community forward, and sometimes those two things don't line up. So we will continue to, work. Councilman Patel is actually on the Critical Area Commission, so, we do have a voice that, hopefully, if we have any concerns, can help us. I'm hoping that's the case.
Yes.
Okay, all right, I want to hear a consensus of that. So other than that, no, guys, thank you, and I want to thank Councilwoman Johnson for stepping in for me as I was traveling down the road. Appreciate you guys, thank you.
I actually have a question, Manager. Sure. The blue, the proposed shoreline going to the green, what difference is that? I see, right?
That's a shoreline. This
That'd be the
blue
wet
line,
line, the
Okay,
wetland.
The
because
blue
it says
lines.
proposed
the blue line,
shoreline
those are
over the green
shorelines.
area, in the green area.
Here, same thing, those are.
Is that a
proposed.
change, or it's not a change?
I believe that
It
might
is
be a
a
change, that's
Yeah,
why
that's what I'm
it's
saying, that is a
highlighted
change.
blue.
Okay. What's the difference?
And just to clarify one thing, if I am voting on these on behalf of city, when it goes to critical area, when they have approval, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to vote yes or no on it because of the conflict as a.
Right, if you represent us here tonight, then when it
Yes.
comes in front of the
I
commission, you
might
may
not
not be able,
be
you
able
need to
to,
know if you can
Yes.
excuse yourself or not. Okay, all right, yeah, and I don't think
Because
it's
it's
an
a
issue.
city and a critical area.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
if there was somebody had a property and somebody asked a question for variance, when that comes, because it does not come through the city, that can be a different case.
Well, if you don't vote here, then you can vote there.
No, I have to go this way
Yeah,
first.
this is the, yeah,
This
right,
is,
absolutely, that's
uh,
designated,
Yes,
absolutely, so. Thank you, but he does represent us there, and like he said, if you do have a property issue and it does not come through us, then he's in a position to help. So, thank you guys.
I just asked because it looked like a little bit of difference, a lot of difference, but I don't guess it is.
What are you-
Those are
what are
like
you referring to?
new-
I can't
propose
newly
that,
added, proposed on,
Shoreline, to
Yep.
the green area.
I can't see the legend. Do you know what he's talking about, Peter? Can you see the legend?
Sorry,
Well, no, you had a question, so
Yeah.
let's answer your question, and then we can move on.
see, the proposed shoreline right there.
right,
Is that's,
Right here?
that's the difference for us.
Is that what you're talking about,
Yeah.
Councilwoman, or the ones on the other side?
The ones that right here.
all these,
Wait a minute.
these.
The blue lines you're talking about?
I'm sure I follow.
Yeah, I'm not sure what your specific question is, but I want to get an
My
answer, and
question
then we can move
Is
on.
this a big change for us or it's not, right here?
These,
No,
Yeah, it's
that-
not.
I think that
Okay.
was already
'Cause I see
there.
right here is the proposed,
Yes.
yeah,
so
okay,
line, yeah.
okay.
So that's
So it's
not
not-
new, right? It was already there.
Yeah,
That's what I was asking, is that new or not new?
no, that has been that way.
Okay, I must have missed it then, I just saw it and wanted to
The
know.
shoreline always,
So line is
Okay.
always changes to a
Uh-huh.
certain extent.
I know,
That's why they
Okay.
keep it as proposed.
that, okay, that's why I asked, they said there's no
And
dumb
what really
question, I
happens-
wanted to know, okay.
And what really happens is when the individual comes forward with a development project, it gets reviewed, right? And there's an online map, which is the same thing.
Okay,
The projects get reviewed against what the current
And then
shoreline
the-
and everything else is.
and like you said, that's why it says proposed shoreline.
Yes.
No, I just
So
wanted
it's
to know.
always changing.
I did, I just wanted to know.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
I've asked my question. Any more questions from anyone else? Councilman Banks, can you hear us now? I didn't want to leave him out. I don't know if he's on with us or not. Well, the
He's-
mayor's back.
Yeah, and
so-
he's still under the weather, so if
I
he has
just
a
saw
question,
that,
we'll
yeah.
we'll definitely get it answered for him. Thank you very much, guys, for moving things along. So if there's no more, this is still the public hearing, so it normally lasts until 6, right? 4 minutes?
4 minutes, yeah.
Mayor, she came in late, so I don't know if.
Oh, she's here for swearing in.
Oh, okay, all right.
But thank you,
I thought she
absolutely.
was, and
Yeah,
that's why I
okay,
said
that's
anyway.
okay, that's okay. These are, she's proposed for the, yeah, how does that work? Yeah. they're proposed for the election board, correct? Yeah, so, and we normally just swear them in, we haven't
Do you
done
wanna end the
anything
live or
different.
no?
I'm sorry, yep, do I wanna what?
Close the live,
You're gonna end the public
Close
hearing?
the-
Yeah, before we move into that, we'll end the public
because we're
hearing.
live on Facebook.
That's fine,
Okay.
yep, yep. So I think we had a couple of minutes left to see if anyone had any, issues or questions.
Did you want me to address the council about the status of the Legion or no?
When we get to the regular session.
Okay.
You, and probably it's gonna be doing public input because we didn't have you on the agenda.
That's fine.
So, yep, if that's okay.
Yep.
But it's towards the end of the
Perfect.
meeting.
Perfectly.
It's gonna be a long one. Okay. All right, thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you doing that. So, you guys,
Yep, we're fine. Thank you all for coming.
so are we good, Andrew, to
We're
end?
good.
If
It's fine.
there's no
Just
more
say it.
comments that are in-house, I didn't wanna, in case anybody walked through the door at 5:58, I didn't wanna,
57.
yeah, I didn't wanna leave them out, but if you guys think we're okay,
Yeah.
we'll entertain a motion.
We'll need it, but
Motion to adjourn.
Out
I'll
of-
do that.
Out of the special,
Yeah.
Special.
okay, can I, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's a quorum.